Now, in recent times, there has been an increase in the cases of genital disappearances and snatching in some northern states of Nigeria. Now, this cuts across states like Kogi, Nasarawa, and Kaduna states, including the Federal Capital Territory. Daily Trust Saturday gathered that no day passes without a report of a missing male organ, especially at markets, motor parks, the mosques, and ceremonial gathering in satellite towns of the FCT. I mean, we saw a recent situation happening in Cairo, where somebody was being beaten brutally for alleged stealing, allegedly stealing someone's genital. Now, some residents raised the alarm, claiming that their male organ had been stolen or disappeared after body contact with a stranger or a handshake situation, a situation that several times led to jungle justice or angry mob, which is true. The mysterious stealing of genitals is not a new topic, even though no one can specifically say when it first started, when that situation of story first started, even though there's been a lot. It has been there for years. However, one of the first recent incidents that happened of the missing genitals occurred at Sabantasha Motor Park in Abaj area, Abaj area council on September 14th, 2023. So the question is, how true is the genital theft, and how did we even get here? But our reporter Abdullah Abubakar in Nasarawa State has put the package together for this purpose. So take a look.
In recent days, cases of alleged male genital disappearance became rampant in some part of Nasarawa State, owing to alarm raised by supposed victims of the incident. The incident made the police command to involve strategies to curtail it. Speaking on the issue, the public relations officer of the command, Ramhan Nasel, said the investigations carried out shows the incident were as a result of false alarm raised by the supposed victims.
None of these cases has been proven beyond reasonable doubt to be true. In essence, these cases of mysterious manhood disappearance, they are as a result of fear and false alarm being raised by the supposed victims of manhood disappearance.
According to the PPRO, the cases of the alleged manhood disappearance were recorded in 3 local governments of Lafia, Nasarawa, Egon, and Kefi. He further explained that proper medical investigation to ascertain the genuineness of the allegation and prosecution by the command led to a drastic reduction in the cases of the incident in the state.
We first recorded this incident sometime around June, July, late June and early July. And it went on till around August before it started going down gradually. And this is as a result of measures taken by the command to make sure anyone who raises false alarm are being prosecuted.
He maintained that over 30 cases investigated shows that the incidents are caused by emotional illusion, which makes them to create false alarm of being victims. The command advised the public to avoid raising false alarms and instead report any incident to the nearest police station. A supposed suspect, Abubakar Ibrahim, who was rescued from possible lynching by the police when 2 of them were accused of removing the manhood of 2 people in Shabu village of Lafia local government area, said measures taken by the police was what led to the stoppage of the incident in the area.
I'm quite sure.
They arrested a lot of people like me who were suspected, and along with those who complained. And we converged in his presence when police commissioner were staying along Makodi Road. We went to his presence and he says he wants to see suspects on one side and those who are complaining on the other. Because the man was a very intelligent man, he says among the complainers who knows they were affected by it should tell him so that they will be taken to the hospital for testing and treatment.
Abubakar commended the police for their prompt intervention in rescuing the alleged suspect.
Interesting. I don't know if I should say interesting or scary, Fati. This thing is getting more viral. I mean, there was a time where it was, witches, where somebody would say a witch came and then she took something and then you felt, with people going, asking for to use your restroom.
The night that is.
In this case, it wasn't.
I know these situations with the states,
yes.
you know, someone coming to ask for water, or they want to use your restroom, and then you just like fall and stuff like that.
So right now, the genital disappearance, the theft thing. I remember I picked one for my program Newsfeed about someone narrating the same ordeal that happened to him by himself. So videos like that have been coming out,
and I've seen people actually, you know, with postcards actually protesting that the private part is important. Don't come close to me. It was actually funny, you know, seeing that it's a young guy trying to protest that people shouldn't come close to him, because it's actually, you know, telling on people mentally, because you'll be walking, you don't know who is this person, maybe by just mere touching of your body, you know, just a little contact, and then something just disappears. Indeed. And then we actually have our reporter Isa Ismaila, who actually carried out this the investigation that it happened to someone he knows, which he's going to join us shortly to tell us the story of how it happened with the person that he's in contact with, so we can actually find out if it is actually true and what really happens when that you know, situation happens to the people. How does it affect them? I can't put my head around knowing something is missing in your body, you know, like the mental
and the reflex. Like, how do you feel it? How do you know it is gone?
Exactly.
I mean, well, someone said, one of the person that I saw the video explaining, he said he went to use the restroom and he realized he couldn't, and it looked small. So situations like that, it couldn't be that is how you know that it is.
This situation is actually, this person said it disappeared, but it came back. I'm trying to understand. I know it's a spiritual, you know, kind of attack, jazz kind of thing, because how can that happen?
The one that actually did it, after being beaten, he said it would come back by 4 or 5 p.m. that evening, and that was really...
So that's the crazy part, you know, because how do you know when it's going to come back? What if you bring back the one that is not
oh my God, okay, your thoughts went really deep.
No, because a couple of years ago, right, let me be honest with you, back in Kaduna, I think 10-15 years ago, I was little, I could still remember, close to my house, it happened. My mom interviewed the person they caught that stole from the person. That's a couple of years ago, and they told him to bring back, and then they went to a corner and he said, that's not mine.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so you can imagine, even from that couple of years back, I can still remember the story. So it's been happening, it's just that we don't...
For me, the question I want to ask is, what do they do with it? I mean, that's the curious
ritual,
thing.
of course. What else?
Now, why not use yours? I mean, if you want to do ritual, it's better to use yours.
So we would like for you to join this conversation and tell us what you think about genital theft. Is it really true? Can it happen? And what happens when that happens to people? So please do call us on the numbers showing on your screen and tell us your own take on this matter, while we wait for our reporter to join us and give us his own side of the story.
Let's not forget, of course, you can send in WhatsApp messages to tell us what is your take on it. Do not forget to include your name and location, and if you have any experience, then would like to hear it. Do you really believe in the genital theft, and how have we gotten to this point, and what needs to be done in order to curb this menace? All right, we have a caller there already. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies of the Trust TV.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is that Usman?
Good morning, Usman. You are regular caller from Yola.
Okay. Yes, Usman. Thank you for joining us, Usman. Go ahead.
Somaya from Plateau.
Sumaya, this issue of this genital disappearance or what have you, I don't think that as human beings that God created us, that any mortal that has the power to take away something. It just depends on how spirituality works. Somebody that made complaint of this disappearance of his genital organ, it is not that the genital organ has gone, but if spiritually you feel and like the genital organ is no more there. So, you know, it's a kind of thing that our, what can I call them? They used to do in order to make money out of people. So it's as simple as that, Subaya. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. And may God bless you.
Thank you
for
so
this
much.
wonderful job you are doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ramaya. Thank you.
Thank you, Usman, so much for that. I mean, due to what Usman said, it reminded me of what I saw on Daily Trust, Daily Trust newspaper. On the numbers here, it says, suspects Nigerian police in FCT Abuja arraigned for claiming in public that their private parts disappeared are about 14. So right now, the police are saying those people claimed and it was wrong. And don't forget that whenever you claim that your genitals has disappeared, people already believe in this. So people would attack the person that you're pointing fingers at. And that person might be mobbed, like really beaten. So police have arrested 14 people.
And even the report from Nasarawa also stated the number of cases the police have treated based on people complaining their private parts have been missing or one thing or the other. So if it's a claim, but then are they hallucinating?
Indeed.
Because you'll be wondering, anything there are people that can actually just make you hallucinate and you tend to see things differently. You could be seeing a paper, but then it could be like $1 to you.
Yes, and hallucination is real.
Exactly.
We know it happens even in hospitals.
Exactly.
Yes,
delusion and all that, which is real, because sometimes even high fever causes that. It's not just about the jazz thing.
But we can't also turn a blind eye on the fact that there is a bit of jazz happening.
In every rumor, there is truth, no matter how little it is. So people can't just come and say, oh, something is missing. There's something wrong somewhere. And these are people from different states. So it's something that we need to look into. And then we need to make people understand if it is real or not.
So if you have experience, if you have someone that has experienced something like that, please do call us to tell us. And if you believe that there is genital theft, call us with reasons why people should believe and be careful, because sometimes we need to be safe. I mean, if it's happening, then the police need to do something about it. If it's not, then we need to know what is happening. I mean, the situation is really, really scary and alarming. I mean, recent one happened in Cairo local government, the Amac, where someone came out and claimed also of missing his genitals, and people attacked that person immediately. The police were able to come and sever the whole ambush and all that. But at the end of the day, if the person is innocent, what do you do to that person who claims it? What is wrong? Could it even be possible that someone else did it and another person is getting blamed for it? Because situations like that can happen too, Fati. Well, maybe the real culprit would do something and then will step back and you blame another person for it.
How about the ones that were caught immediately?
Yeah, there were the ones that were
like the one you talked about in Karu that was caught. And like from our introduction, there are some that had to go through jungle justice, because when you're caught, the people will not stay and listen to why you did or if you really did or not, because you came in contact with this person and he felt something was missing. Okay, so we have a caller. Good morning. Good morning. Please, can you... We've lost the call.
All right, please, if you are calling us, do stay away from your TV set so that we do not get to hear you, okay? I know that you want to hear us through the TV, but please, you don't need to. Okay. All right, we'll have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Prince Patrick on the line in Anambra.
Okay, you said
from Anambra. Prince Patrick from Anambra.
Yeah. I want to say in kidnapping issue. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
We can hear you, Patrick. Please, go ahead. Just talk to us through your phone.
I get the person where he's talking now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I want to say, that's kidnapping issue. I know you people collecting ransom, but they used to call before they collect anything. What's the need of NCC, Nigerian Communication Commission? What is their need? What is their need? Because if Nigerian Communication Commission is working their work perfectly, somebody cannot use phone and collect ransom without tracking the phone. So that's why I'm telling you people. The Nigerian Communication Commission is involved with this kidnapping. I'm trying to put it to you people.
All right, Patrick.
Because I can't know how people can call and take ransom with the phone with their network.
Patrick, we are not talking about the kidnapping right now, and you know we're on TV, so we need to be careful with the allegations that we'll be dropping. Well, we're talking about genital theft, so please, if you have more to say on that one, then go ahead. But no, please be careful on the languages you use when calling us and also when sending messages. So go ahead. We're talking about genital theft. Do you believe that it is true? All right, we have another caller. Good morning. Good morning. Please do stay away from your TV set or reduce the volume.
Good morning.
Yeah, we can hear ourselves from your phone, you know, through your phone. So please do stay away from your TV. What's your name? Okay, Ibrahim, please reduce the volume of your TV. We can't really hear you. Are you still with us?
Genital theft is right. It's true.
Okay. How so?
Yes, because it happened some years back in Bauchi.
Okay.
Hello?
Ibrahim, please talk to us through your phone. Do not wait for our response through your TV.
Okay. So it's true. In Bauchi some years back.
And you had a first-hand experience or you witnessed that?
Okay.
All right, I think we lost Ibrahim, and I kept repeating myself to please do stay away from your TV. You don't need to hear yourself from your TV, okay? So when you're calling us, reduce the volume of your TV. Talk to us via the phone, through the phone, because we tend to hear you, and that will distort our communication, because whenever we talk, there will be a bit of a second before you get it from your TV. So at the end of the day, the communication will not really be comprehensible. So please do stay away from your TV set when calling us, or turn down the volume. That way, when we finish talking, you can get back to watching your TV. Yes, let's talk about genital theft. Is it true? Do you believe in it? What are your findings? Did you witness it firsthand? And how did we get here? How can the law enforcement be able to tackle this particular menace that is becoming rampant, and innocent or not so innocent people are falling victim, you know, of ambush, of being beaten by mob, of being facing jungle justice? So it's something that we need to really talk about. Fatih, so let's talk more on, I wish, you know, we can easily get Isa to talk about these things, because they experience these things firsthand. They interviewed the victims and the perpetrators of this, or alleged perpetrators of this act. So we need to hear from them to know what really happened.
Okay, I think we have Isa on standby. Hello?
Isa Ismail.
Isa Ismail, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so last week from the Saturday's newspaper, we noticed that you carried out some of the investigation on the genital theft. Can you please give us an insight on what really happened?
All right. The issue of genital theft is an issue that with a lot of controversy, a lot of doubt, and also a lot of mystery. Well, I witnessed a situation, a scenario in Gwagwalada, where I reside, where an 18-year-old boy's genital was stolen. It was very surprising at first, because I was doubtful about the entire situation. But I went there for myself. I saw for myself how empty that place was. I think that's the first time I'm seeing and experiencing such a situation. Before now, I usually have doubts about the possibility of somebody's genital being stolen. But I saw it for myself, and I've actually interviewed some other persons who have been either victims or people who interceded, like the local vigilantes in Gwagwalada, who have been the front runners in actually seeing that this issue is being brought to a halt. I interviewed them. They've solved over 40 cases regarding genital theft, and in most of the cases, they confirmed that they saw with their own eyes that these things are not there. Well, according to the issue commander of Gwagwalada, who is, I think, El Usman Adamu, he said it sounds mysterious, but the issue is it is real. Because these people are ritualists, and they know why they are doing it best. So this is something that, without doubt, it does happen. But there are exceptional cases where sometimes people use false alarm. We've seen such cases in Kogi state, where people would take a motorcycle, board the motorcycle, after reaching their destination, they now start shouting that their genital is stolen, just to avert paying for the cost of their transportation. But honestly speaking, this is a mysterious activity, but it is even happening, and it is very real.
So, based on your story, right now, we would say that you believe, in that situation of what's happening. But were you able to have, a discussion, a contact with the victims, and what were the narration of what really happened, and also the alleged perpetrator of that act? What also did they confess to doing that?
I had very close contact, because I was at the hospital when he was actually brought in. I saw for myself a lot of police were there. I also spoke to the mother of the victim, and I also saw the culprit, which his mother, the mother of the culprit, denied that her son is actually involved in such activity. But the victim clearly identified the culprit, the one who actually stole his genitals. He actually identified him. So he actually said it was like in the evening, while in their almost at the close of their business. So the culprit approached him. The culprit, who his name is Abba, approached the victim, who's Usman, and he extended the handshake towards Usman. So from that handshake, he felt some kind of shock in his body, and before he was on the ground, and they drove off. So immediately he got up. He couldn't chase them, so he ran home, and he was shouting in Hausa language that his genital has been stolen. He can't find his genitals, and the mother also collapsed. She fainted, because this is something that is a serious issue. So they went to the house, the corporate house, and they tried to talk to the mother that this is what happened. Please, their son should return back what he has stolen. And it became like very, very rough. Like it almost resulted into exchange of blows and words and curse words. But at the end of the day, I think after 3 hours, while I was still there, it started coming back. So I think one of the most surprising thing that the victim was saying, that like he feels it is like it came back at like that of a child. That of a child. We are talking of an 18-year-old grown young man. But he said that it came back as that of a child, which I saw for myself. I couldn't just take pictures because I'm going to actually invade in his privacy, but I saw for myself it shrank. It was very small, but like in 2 hours after, when he went to urinate, it came back like normal. Like it came back. It was gobsmacking. Honestly speaking, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen such a scenario.
So you are saying the hospital, were they able to confirm it wasn't hallucination? It's actually what really happened at the hospital?
You know, medically, while they actually gave him some drip and some injections and some stuff like that. But in the presence of the police, it's not there. But this is something that cannot be proven scientifically or medically. It is something that has to do with ritualistic or traditional kind of way that even they cannot necessarily explain. So that is why it is very controversial, because this is something that science cannot even prove. So it becomes very, very difficult for people to believe, because even after speaking to a medical doctor, he said it is practically impossible. It is scientifically impossible for a male genital to just disappear just like that. But the problem is it is happening because it is ritualistic in nature. And the only people that can give a clear understanding of why these things are happening are people who are in the third realm of the religion sphere in Nigeria. It is the ritualists or the traditionalists. And I think they would have a clear understanding because according to some allegations, they use it for money ritual, they use it for a lot of things, which according to the vigilante, according to the victims they have apprehended, they confess to the fact that they are using it for some ritualistic activities.
So while you were there, did you see the where the security agency there, you know, the police come there, and what was the outcome of their own verdict? Well,
as of the Usman case, the police were there. I think 30 minutes later, they left the entire place. They actually left the victim there, and the culprit also went home. He was just there with his parents. But in another development, I witnessed where the vigilantes were the ones who rescued another suspect from mob attack. The vigilantes, they came in, they rescued the person. It had been lynched, but he was beaten to stupor. He was beaten mercilessly, and he actually confessed that he's actually going to return it back. And within a short period of time, it actually came back. So, but something also happened in the process of returning this thing, because they now have doubts that their genitals will not necessarily function effectively after it is being stolen. So now what they actually did is they arrange for you to go to a bill cell to go and test the functionality of your genital. So it's a layer of issues, layers upon layers of controversy. Just more like an onion bulb. It has a lot of issues surrounding it. That is why, from my perspective, this thing needs to be critically looked into. It shouldn't be taken lightly. It shouldn't be taken lightly, because despite the fact that there are controversies, I can't deny that fact, because most of the things we actually do in recent times, due to advancements in technology, we only believe in science more than anything else.
Indeed.
But apart from that, these things, they do happen. So relevant authorities should actually take proper actions to see that how can this be, because I think one of the reasons cited by the vigilante person was that, like, constitutionally, there's no room for such prosecution. There's no room for the prosecution. So once we apprehend and the genitals is being returned back to the person, they have no other option than to let him go scot-free.
All right. Thank you so much, Isa Ismail, for joining us with your own first-hand experience of what's happened in Gwagwalada. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we have messages coming in. Of course, we have calls coming in, which you can still go ahead, call us and all that. But right now, let's take a look at some messages.
Okay, so how true is genital theft? It is a psychological issue, and such in reality, I don't believe the act of stealing genitals is true. The act is a fear syndrome within people. People are just being engulfed with fear on the genital theft. Honestly, no one can steal such an organ spiritually. My neighbor's son, 25-year-old, recently alleged that his genital was stolen by an unknown person, but he is back on his feet without anyone doing anything for returning. This is just a matter of fear. As the fear dies down, in the victim, he regains himself from the fears. Abdul Karim from Mina.
Abdul Karim gave another angle to the situation, saying
similar
that he doesn't believe.
Similar to what Isa just said, because you know, it's like we said.
No, from medical angle, yes, because Isa said firsthand he saw the boy's genital, the 17-year-old, which became like a child. And in one of the videos, like I said, that I picked, I saw someone also narrating his audio to a police. He said it shrunk. It became so small.
Yes.
And so the stories are aligning. It's almost the same thing. And for someone's genital to shrink to a point that you know it's different, it's scary, it's alarming. But then science has no explanation for it.
Okay, you're discussing about the genuity of genital theft. It is really true. Some years back, I witnessed the incident at Kaduna State in a renowned market, Kutungu. It was later discovered that it is stolen by some fraudsters in order to get money before they returned it back. My name is Musa Ibrahim, Kanon Haki.
Thank you so much, Musa Ibrahim from Kanon Haki. First of all, yeah, when you're looking at this situation, because right now we just read two messages that are opposite.
Yes,
totally
one saying
opposite.
it's true and one saying it's just...
People are saying we witness it, but you have to believe in money rituals and all that before you'd believe things like this happen. All right, so we have another caller. Good morning.
We lost
that call. Please go ahead and call us back and tell us if it is true, and we need you to, prove a reason, put out reason so that it will be really convincing. All right, good morning. Good morning, are you with us?
Okay, I think
all right, you need to call us.
So you can see the situation from Katsina. It's not just happening in Nasarawa, Kogi, or Kaduna, because there are other situations in Kaduna. So the one I just told you about, it's been happening for years, not just even in Borno as well. There are situations like that.
I think a caller called from Bauchi and mentioned it happened years ago. So
yes, so you can see that there are stories from different states, and these are different people, because it can't be the same person going to these states to just keep stealing from these people. So definitely something is wrong somewhere.
So when medical cannot explain it, I mean, and as Africans, there is one thing we definitely believe in: traditions, black magic, fetish things. So when science is saying no, the people are saying yes, and it's really confusing. So what do we do about it? What can the security agencies also do? Because the only thing they do is to secure the people. All right, so we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
Well, I'm Bashir Idris, calling from Puntla here in Kaduna State.
Okay, Bashir, go ahead with your thought.
Well, with regards to this genital theft of it, I think people are taking it to a psychological issue. So personally, I think psychological aspect plays a very big role with this regard. So to me personally, I don't think it is true for someone's genital organs to be missing just like that.
How so, Bashir? Are you still with us?
That is my thought.
Okay, so Bashir doesn't believe in it, and it's not changing. So the thing is, you can't take away people's beliefs and opinions. So it's okay for people to believe and not to believe, but then the victims will always have that experience. Will always have that trauma that it happened to them. Because, like I told you, the young guy carrying the postcard saying, "Don't come close to me." It didn't happen to him, but it has already started affecting him mentally. So you can imagine the mental stress they have to go through, the victims, because I just don't want to believe that someone will just walk up and say, "Oh, something is missing in me," without anything happening. So we have another caller, and maybe our last call. Good morning, please. Your name and your location.
Hello, it's Hayatu calling from Mina.
Okay, Hayatu, please go ahead and give us your take.
Okay, I want you to clarify me on the how one can get when it goes stolen. Yeah, that is what I think. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm not sure I got what he said. He said he wants to clarify, or he was asking if he could get more clarification on what is happening.
Maybe he's just joining us.
Yes. So yes, what is happening is we're talking about genital theft. If you believe it is true, or if you have witnessed it firsthand, and what can really be done to curb this, should I say, incessant genital theft story happening across the country, because it is becoming rampant these days. I mean, we used to hear of it once in a while, just randomly from different locations in the state, but right now it is trending. For the past, say, a month to 2 months, it has been on the trend where situations happening, people claiming that their genitals disappeared, and the people that they tend to blame for these situations, most of them confess to doing the act. So if now we're relying on science to say that it does not exist, it doesn't happen, then why would someone take a blame for something he did not do? Why confess saying I would return it in so time, and then when the time comes, the victim would say it is fine. But then there's a bit, there's room for arguments where some people are saying it's not science. Some victims were taken to the hospital and there was no scientific explanation to what is happening. Now that is what we are talking about. So quickly, you can go and call if you're lucky to reach us, because we have time constraint to talk about these issues. You can, send in messages. We have messages that we cannot really pick because they're much. But then someone said, okay. Oh, okay. So people are talking about other things because I wanted to pick some messages, but then people are talking about other things, and people are saying that because someone said, hello, I believe that it is true, because there have been cases in Kaduna a lot about genital theft. So, Fatih mentioned that things like this happen in Kaduna. So when you witness something firsthand, just like Daily Trust reporter has mentioned, then it does happen somewhere at least. But at the end of the day, the main point is how do we find solutions to this? At some point, Fatih, I feel like this is not really the security agencies' job. The only thing they can do is if there is a mob attack, then they can rush in and save that person, because jungle justice is a no-no. It's not the way.
It's not for people to take decisions and the laws into their hands. So it's something that we're always saying, don't take the law into your hands. Yes.
So who is supposed to? I feel like the traditional leaders
are supposed to play the role here. Yes.
Because based on what Issa said, he said when the situation happened, they were
both the traditional and the religious leaders need to play, because if it's spiritual, then there's need for more enlightenment about this, issues like this, for people to know that, okay, it's actually true or not, and then people will get to learn from it, and then maybe do some mantras that they can protect themselves from stuff like that. So yeah,
there
are some messages that we can't take, and then even phone calls. I think, Sumaya, we have this.
Yes, it's true. So because of time constraints, of course, I think we have to wrap up this segment.